Hey! Good to see ya! You fly in alright? I heard the windways are a little bit bullet helly right now. I actually don't care. I'm just waiting for the guards to leave. Alright, so I have a wonderful money-making opportunity for a strapping player character such as yourself. The chance for fame, fortune, and upward mobility are only limited by your moral compass. You like killing people, right? So what if you did that for money and fame? Oh, take a seat. You gotta buy your own food because I'm still poor. Um, I think it's like Chinese cuisine. I don't know. This game's like an amalgam of like 2, 3 different cultures. So, I okay. You do know where we are, right? The Imperial City, the crown jewel of the Jade Empire. We okay. We can do a little impromptu context corner while they're getting our food ready. Okay. So you're the last of your kind. It's kind of an intense start. You are the last spirit monk, which is an order of martial artists who serve the water dragon as shepherds for departed spirits making their journey out of the mortal world. You only learned this after years of rigorous training under your master, Master Lee. It's really easy to get lost in the who's and why's of this stuff, so here's the important people. Master Lee, raised you ever since you can remember, is kidnapped in an attack on home. Plot MacGuffin to get you adventuring around. Emperor, sent Lotus assassins to attack your village and kidnap Master Lee. Wants to kill you and absorb your power. Plot MacGuffin to get you adventuring around. The player character in the party, want to kill the Emperor for various reasons. The Emperor's own daughter has joined us, who will be our in when we reach the castle. We have a plan to join the Lotus assassins to infiltrate the castle, and you are split between two moral styles, good guy open palm and renegade closed fist. Why does the Emperor's daughter want to kill him? Who are the Lotus assassins? Sounds like you want to play this game. So, here's a true and final spoiler warning for Jade Empire. This is the last old BioWare game, and it's not too well known. So if you don't want me spoiling a lengthy side quest, leave now. Okay, that's enough for now, because my food is here, and this is dry ramen with no broth. Okay. Regardless, I think I may have found a way to sweeten the pot. I hear you're looking to join the Lotus Assassins. Well, there is a branch of the Lotus Assassins called the Executioners, and they recruit directly from the Grand Arena. Do you see where I'm going with this? You join the arena, you rise through the ranks of the fire, the assassins take notice, and there's your link to the Emperor. Also, you hire me as your manager, and I get a cut of the winnings. It is more than fair! Hello there, good sir. I have a new fighter to sign up for the arena. Very powerful, a little ugly, but like in an endearing way. Woodland critter-like personality. Uh-huh. Yes. Oh. I can talk with him about it, and we'll get these forms signed and right on back to you. Thank you so much. So, good news and bad news. Good news is you have been given the wrestler name Tiger Lifts the Mountain, which is hard as fuck. The bad news is medicine has progressed far enough that you're going to need to get between 10 and 20 shots. The arena in a bustling city is always looking new fighters, but they don't want to send any old idiot out there. A fight where two wimps cower at each other does not make for good blood sport, so they've created the preliminary rounds, just so we can prove we can take a punch. These fights aren't all that important story-wise, but they do give me a good opportunity to talk about the combat. And I get a break from role-playing with you. Jade Empire was BioWare's first crack at an action RPG. Luckily, the arena arrives right as the awkwardness of early game combat washes off, and the player has a good grasp on what the game is expecting of them. Your character is divided into 3 important stats: body, which is health, spirit, which is mana, and focus, which is stamina. Wait, you have mana and stamina? Yes, they directly correlate to the next element I'll explain: fighting styles. As an action RPG, you'll want to string together different moves to make really unfair, disgusting combos. We don't get anywhere near Devil May Cry, but it's fun for what it is. Your move pool is made up of different martial arts that you learn from various characters across the game. These martial arts are split up into 4 categories: main styles, support styles, magic, and weapon styles. Main and support styles are your bread and butter. Main styles deal direct damage, while support styles apply status effects. Most of the time, support styles don't do any damage, but you can activate a Chi Strike move to have them deal damage as well. I didn't ever do that because you can hit an enemy with a combo, inflict them with paralysis, and then swap back to the main style to chip away at their health until you need to stun them again. Magic and weapon styles do way more damage than main and support styles. The trade-off is you're limited by your focus or Chi. They're easy to differentiate. Weapon styles use focus, which is the yellow bar, and magic styles use Chi, which is the blue bar. There's only so many ways I can say you hit people with these and they die. There is a final style called transformation, and it's self-explanatory. You transform into a spooky creature and attack bad guys. The problem is, the transformation part is a 30-second unskippable animation, and you're completely powerless against enemies killing you in those 30 seconds. So I never use them, and neither should you. Let's talk about how the arena itself works. This is going to be a lot simpler than combat. You and your opponent enter the arena, and you punch each other until somebody passes out. There's runes etched into the arena which stop you from killing each other, so don't worry too much about the morality of having a city's main entertainment be Bloodsport. Regardless, there's no timer or anything, so you have free reign to annihilate the dude in front of you as quickly or leisurely as you please. And that's all you should really need to start killing people. Just kidding. There's runes in the arena that stop any death blows before they happen, so it's completely safe. Your first fight's gonna be against an ogre, which sounds crazy, but in Jade Empire, ogres are C-tier enemies, tops.
A new warrior does battle with the beast.
Who made you a Creed edit? Where'd you get the money to hire an... Hey, just keep sending in fighters until someone important shows up. He's pissing me off. What the fuck?
Tiger lifts the mountain, faces hapless Han in hopes of leaving the qualifying division.
I'll level with you here. Most of the qualifying rounds aren't all that interesting. That's why I'm doing a cute edit to move past them. The only one of note is the final fight before you're allowed into the actual divisions with real fighters. Hapless Han is the genuine casual filter of the arena. If you're not able to beat Han, you're not going to stand a chance in ranked matches. The fight itself isn't anything special. Just hit the guy with a paralyzing attack and then beat the shit out of him. Same as all the others. But Han is one of the only fighters who will talk to you during the qualifying rounds. Every other named fighter just calls you a scrub and tells you to buzz off. This fight is the moment of surpassing the veteran who believes in you. Even though Han is like the youngest person at the arena. Oh, he's dead. Hey, there's my mindless creature slayer. Just a small recap, you're almost accepted into the Grand Arena's Bronze Division. There's just one little hiccup. You're a wanted criminal almost everywhere. So I had to forge your documents. It's gonna take a little while before my bribes go through and you're officially approved. So let's take some time laying low. Walk with me. Walk with me right now. I am fully confident in your ability to punch that entire arena down, but if we want to survive all of these little rule breakings, we need to not just win arena fights, we need to fucking scare these people. I need the other gladiators to start drinking when they hear your next opponent is Tiger Lifts the Mountain. How are we going to do that? I don't know, but I'm bringing us to big minds who can do the thinking for us. This is the Scholar's Garden, den of antiquity and armchair philosophy. I think it's a little silly to call these guys the smartest in the Jade Empire, but they are definitely a cut above the regular populace. Is that a conquistador?
As amusing as your savage dances are, once again I have proven the superiority of setting your nose to the grindstone and not mucking about. Now bring some refreshments in a proper mug, or I'll take back the coins of my home and country. Don't you heathens know the worth of a proper king's halfpenny?
Generous visitor, if our customs are so displeasing to you, perhaps you should find lodging elsewhere?
Please? And leave you lot to your primitive ways? Tell them what I think of that, Squire Percival.
Sir Roderick Ponce von Fontelbottom, the magnificent bastard, will do no such thing. He means to educate you all.
Good lad. Found him wading in the mud, planting weeds. You can't keep your crackers crisp doing that. Can't help you if you don't know the horror of a soggy biscuit. I've given him dignity, and unless one of you has the will to deny that I'm your better, I suggest you start learning. We'll have you in proper trousers by the morrow.
Yo, gun. That could be what we're looking for. Okay, here. Let's escalate. You can take him, and I'll take the gun off his corpse. All right, go. Hey, Dirt Stash, you have any facts to back those words up?
What's that? Someone stepping to the fore? Let's have a look at you. You have the keen eyes of an educated man. Know the ins and outs of philosophical debate, do you? Well, what about your 2s and 4s? What of them? The simple truth is that I have bested every one of you who has come forward, whether in tests of wit or combat. You faced a champion of king and country. Now, I didn't ask to land here, but if a storm is going to cast my ship into the very heart of such a dark empire, I'll bring the light of knowledge wherever I can. You must hunger for guidance. You're like children. I mean, only a handful of you can even grow a decent moustache. What kind of place is this?
Let me do the talking. You're ugly as fuck, and he can prove it.
Can you now? Shall we put that to a test? I welcome the chance that you might impress me with a glimmer of intelligent insight. But I will acknowledge that I am likely to disagree just because I know you are, lacking. We will need educated men to judge the merits of our arguments.
Okay, don't give this racist any ground. Just, let's beat the fuck out of him. He's racist. This is a power fantasy video game. We can just kill him.
I've gone to great pains to learn your barbaric tongue, only to find that none of you has much to say. Can you convince me otherwise? I've heard a distinct lack of couplets and quatrains, to say nothing of pentameters. Is it any wonder you people live as you do? I charge you with defending the heart of your people. If a group of judges determines that you have adequately done so, I will declare you the winner.
He's not gonna let this go. Fine. Who's gonna be the mediator?
Whoever you wish. These 5 standing here. I'm sure there will be a balance of opinion. The test must be fair. Go on, talk to them all to prove I haven't coerced them. We'll begin the debate when you're ready. Then we'll see how you fare in combat.
Yes!
Doubt you'll do
That's
very
it.
well. Like the
Yes!
rest, you're all just too damn skinny.
I heard you accept the Outlander's challenge. I'm grateful you have seen fit to defend us all. I would be honored to sit in judgment of the debate. Several of my fellow scholars have also volunteered.
Okay, this is working out perfectly. I actually have a ton of experience in this situation. Check out updating my journal, The Trial of Sunray, to see all of my courtroom experience. Alright, so what we're going to need to do is figure out which responses correlate to the values that increase or decrease your standing with all the judges. And this is a very fun little social deduction game, and I also find it to be pretty funny because everyone at Debate World says they're completely unbiased, but they will tell you every other member's bias nigh instantaneously. So you just kind of cross-reference everyone's shit talking, and you'll be able to formulate 6 responses that guarantee you'll win the debate by the 3rd stage. Or you could look it up online and they'll tell you exactly what you need to do without spending an hour making this chart. I'm not even going to show you the debate. It doesn't really change even if you lose, and I'm going to kick this guy's teeth in both physically and intellectually.
It appears they've reached a consensus against you, Sir Roderick.
Clearly these people are incapable of fairly comparing one of their own to an outsider. This is a farce.
Ay. We did your stupid debate. Don't back out now.
Then perhaps it was my mistake to think you would be open to anything other than your own backwards ideals. Puh! I seek satisfaction. You have bested me in debates, but true honor is decided on the dueling field.
Sir Roderick is a dangerous enemy. The dude has a gun in a kung fu movie. It's inherently unfair. There's actually a special cutscene where he executes you if you don't beat him, but that won't happen to us. You'll have to dodge a shot to get in close to him while he reloads. This can be easily done by just double front flipping over the bullet like Snake does to that missile in Metal Gear Solid 1. Sorry, I've been replaying the series lately, but now that you're in close... Oh my god. Gee. Let him breathe. Okay, so he's dead. We can just take the gun, right? We don't have to tell anyone. It would just be really awkward, you know? Hey, philosophers, we killed him. Can someone clean up the body for us? I actually think this guy was supposed to be a companion. I can talk about it later, but... No, you're right. This is really dark. I'll tell someone he's here. While we're walking back, I'll explain the gun, specifically named Mirabelle, to you since it's genuinely my favorite fighting style in the game. It's extremely simple on the surface. You get into the combat stance, aim, shoot, and reload. They don't shortchange you with how ridiculous of a move this would be in a fight. It 1 or 2 shots nearly every grunt enemy in the game and shaves off a huge chunk of health from boss monsters. It uses your yellow bar as ammo, so for the rest of this video, if you see me level up, assume I put points in the yellow bar. First fight in the Bronze Division, and we have a gun.
I bring you a message from my employer, Kailan the Serpent. He is impressed with how far you have come in such a short while. The Serpent wants you to know that he is watching your progress very closely. He is most interested to see how you fare in the Bronze Division. Kui, you may breathe again. That is all I had to say.
Well, that was good, I think.
I think we need to talk about the people running this place. The guy who just plowed into our conversation is named Lucky Cho. There's a fun little cutscene at the start of this area where we watch him kick out a competitor. It's unclear whether or not Lucky Cho pushed him into throwing a match and then fired him for not being convincing enough, or he's just using a bullshit excuse to kick out a problematic fighter. It's an encapsulation of his character, scummy middle manager for the big fighters. Who does he middle manage between? Good question. The arena is run by 2 factions, the front-facing part of the Colosseum and those slithering in the shadows, more locally known as the Guild. Lucky Cho here is the mediator between the outside world and John Evil in the back using the Guild to pull the strings. It looks like our rise into the Bronze Division has gotten the Shadow faction's attention, and we'll learn more about them as we rise through the ranks. Who we've been speaking to set up matches to this point is Kui the promoter. Love this dude. He's just a friendly face in general and tries his best to treat all of the fighters fairly. He's the face and really only important member of the front-facing business of the arena. You finally passed Jade Empire 101 though, and as a reward, we can tackle the Bronze Division. Okay, now that we know who's who, let's try to play... Let's sit on the fence for a little bit. Actually, I feel much more comfortable not committing to any... Oh, hold on. All your papers went through, and your first match is going to be against... the Cannibal Perverts. Huh. That right there is why we stole the gun. Oh my, you can hit him right in the head and the bullet still doesn't pierce through. Whew, they were begging you to stop in the stands. Keep it up. Here, I got your next match all set up. You're up against the Pit of Pain. What? What the fuck does that mean? Here, go play with the other fighters while I read this.
Haven't you figured it out yet? I don't like you. You're nothing more than a worm, and I don't talk to worms. Now go on and leave me alone. We've got nothing to talk about.
Okay, I got... Oh, hey, you're... They won't even talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, they're gonna have to fight you later. They're not gonna... They don't want to get all buddy-buddy with someone they think they're gonna destroy. Here. We'll win a few fights and maybe you'll earn their respect. Unfortunately, your next fight isn't against any of them. It's against the arena itself, and it fucking hates you.
The Pit of Pain. Only the quick survive its fiery embrace.
Fights like these are why the Grand Arena stands out to me from other RPG arena side quests. There's so much stuff added onto the fights that it truly feels like you're performing to a crowd rather than just trudging through a really decorated hallway of fights. That's a really reductive way of looking at quests like these, but the Grand Arena is setting a standard that hasn't been met by many modern RPGs. You're killing this though, look at you go! Good news. That off-screen Toad Demon fight I am subtly skipping past has opened up your pathway to fighting Crimson Kana! Why aren't you hyped up? She's the only other undefeated fighter in your division. Haven't you... Oh yeah, they wouldn't talk to you. Sorry. So I have been psychotically learning background information on every other gladiator because you are the first paycheck I have had in a while. You don't need to know that. Crimson Kana! This girl is hot stuff, I'm telling you. Not even in the misogynistic attraction way, but like the capitalistic scumbag way. She has a great storyline here. Undefeated, doesn't speak, and is looking for someone to defeat her to pass down her dual sword fighting style too. And they're gonna love it even more if you're the one to kick her ass. Slight problem though. She actually knows how to fight. She has 2 swords and she can possibly deflect bullets. This is a wuxia adjacent universe, so you know, enough cultivation and anything's possible. I don't like it personally, but Lucky Cho said to meet up with him before the match because he's found out a way to guarantee our victory. We're fence sitting. We're sitting on the fence. Okay, let's just hear him out. We'll hear him out. Go, come on. Go, let's go.
Fortunately for you, my employer, Kailan the Serpent, has a vested interest in your success against Kana. This is Sweet Poison Lin, a master of the toxic in arts. Lin, allow me to introduce Tiger Lifts the Mountain.
I know this one by reputation, and that's enough. I trust you'll consider this discussion private and potentially very beneficial.
I'm leaning towards pass on this before we become acceptable losses.
Not even if it offers you a chance at the Bronze Division Championship?
Crimson Kana's rise to Brown's division champion has been good for business, but she has become troublesome of late. She believes that the Serpent runs the arena with little concern for honor, and she's right. The problem is that she cares.
Wait, hold on, wait. Hear him out. Depending on what he says, we might be able to fence it for a little longer.
It should be a simple matter to slip a slow-acting but extremely deadly poison into Kana's drink before the match. I would say you would be unable to lose this match unless you were to drop dead yourself. What could be easier? When Cho approached me regarding this matter, I felt that it might be in the best interests of the Greater Guild if I were involved.
If you accept, the guild will cover half of Lin's usual fee. The remaining cost would be roughly half of your winnings from defeating Kana.
Okay, so the deal is you take half of the pot and you poison Kana to make her easier to fight. Alright, let's weigh the pros and...
If that is your choice, then so be it. You may deal with Kana on your
I'm
own.
supposed to do the talking. This interaction gives us enough information to talk about the broader aspects of the Grand Arena's plotline. Your character is pulled between the two factions of the arena, the blatantly corrupt guild and the honorable front-facing announcers. The guild offers a much more lucrative run through the arena, which will be helpful as equipment and new abilities have skyrocketed in price now that we're in the capital city. Being a goody two-shoes has its own merits though, as we'll discover through this battle with Crimson Kana. The fight itself, as all of her other solo bouts, can be completed using a paralyzing support style and slowly chipping away her health, or blasting her body apart with our actual literal gun. If we decide to poison Kana, she starts with less health and is much easier to fight than a fully functional dual wielder. However, this path robs us of the reward of the dual wield style as she dies before she can pass it on to you. Fighting her honorably allows her to survive the encounter, and you'll gain access to the fighting style she was using against you. You'll even gain some support abilities based on whether or not you warned Kana about the guild's plot. As I've said before, our character is choosing the more honorable path because two swords are sick as fuck. Okay kid, you are killing it out there. You are now in the silver division, which means pension, which means benefits, which means the guild is now paying attention. Okay? Things got a little heated last time, but you and I can still play ball, right? Oh. It is real easy to say, I'm not worried about the goons if you're a player character in an RPG. Okay? I don't have levels. I can't do a skill check to get them off of my back. They just kick the shit out of me. We'll table it. We'll table it until your next fight. Which you are going to be up against an elephant demon. Now kid, the optics are going to be really bad. My client had no idea that elephants were so squeamish about firearms. It's completely new technology. How could it be targeted? Knock it off with the elephant gun shit, alright? So sorry about that. You said you wanted to discuss a new opportunity with us.
Right now is an interesting time for an organization known as the Guild. I've no doubt that Kui has told you about us, if you didn't already know. Our organization is involved in many different activities, most of which operate below the view of the authorities of this great empire.
Illegal?
I am suggesting that we align our goals for a time, an arrangement that could benefit us both. The Guild, you see, has recently developed a vacancy in its upper echelons. A man by the name of Gao the Greater has been killed, and with his death, a new leader must be chosen. I intend to replace him in that role, and I need good people to back me.
Oh, shit. Okay, we killed this guy earlier in the story. Do not let him... Why are both of your dialogue options revealing this?
You knew him, yet you aren't associated with our organization. The logical conclusion is that you are his killer. If you are the one who killed Gao, then I owe you a favor. Consider my reluctance to turn you into the Lotus Assassins a repayment for that debt in full. There is the matter, however, of your friend, Whirlwind. I'm sure you know that he was one of the fighters here and that he left the arena. But do you know why?
I really feel like this guy is just talking at us. Like, has he heard a single thing we've been saying?
If you trust him, you are a fool. The Black Whirlwind is an impressive fighter, but he is better avoided than confronted. We couldn't let him fight as he was, so he left. His brother, Raging Ox, wisely stayed here and went on to become champion. You could reach that point yourself, you know. Indeed, that's a distinct possibility. To become champion yourself, you will need my support. That means you and I will work together closely.
Okay, relax. Let's try to limit the amount of muggings I'm going to receive from you not playing nice. What he meant to say is, let's hear out your offer before we make any decisions.
A wise position to take in any negotiation. I can respect that. You see... What is that noise?
Don't worry, I'll check it out and put a guard outfit on off screen.
Hey, you can't...
Oh, you're killing Lucky Joe? We're gonna take so much heat for that. Just so we don't get too hung up on stuff that isn't the Grand Arena, I'm gonna summarize that whole back and forth with the Black Whirlwind. He interrupted our meeting with Kai Lan the Serpent. Oh yeah, that's Kai Lan, you should remember him from before. He interrupted our meeting because we're getting dangerously close to the path his younger brother took in the arena. Yes, BW's brother, known as Raging Ox, was an arena fighter much like the player character. Dark Tornado was eventually forced to kill his brother because of how dishonorable this deal turned out to be. The Inky Tsunami was hiding from this foolish fratricide in a drunken haze, but now that the player is forcing them to confront their past, they want to make sure you'll help them get revenge. Thus, the interruption of the meeting leading to Lucky Cho overhearing and deciding to attack you for questioning the status quo of the arena. The game forces you to not work with Cho here, and that's leading me into... No, I'll talk about it later. For now, the Silver Division. Hey kid. Rough couple of days for the manager. You sort all that Black Whirlwind stuff out? No? It's alright. I'm sure there will be a big climactic battle to clear everything up later. But for right now, let's focus on climbing the ranks. Your next opponent is against 4 different guys. I already tried complaining to the announcer, but you pissed off the guild real bad with your bullshit. I've been trying to talk to you about this, but I keep getting punched or interrupted.
We found him just like this.
You did?
3 Reach, the old stableman, found him. He kept everyone else out.
We can trust him. What about Cho? Do we know who's responsible?
Last I saw of him, he was following Tiger Lifts the Mountain.
He fights next, doesn't he? Replace the men slated for that match with our own, and ensure that their blades are coated with extract from the ebon orchid. Even the ancient magic of this place could not neutralize that poison.
I feel like I have a little bit to apologize for. Those 4 guys were not the ones you were supposed to fight, and they smuggled in poison that nearly killed you. That was absolutely unacceptable. and we will work tirelessly to make sure it does not happen again. I'm sensing you want a little bit more than a 25% off coupon to the spot. I have been doing reconnaissance, and you have been pissing off the guild lately, and I don't remember much about our last face-to-face with the serpent, but I remember your face when I suggested we work with him a little bit, and it did not inspire confidence. So, here is my working theory. We have pissed off the guild, and in turn, pissed off Kylan the serpent. So, we have been moved from useful idiot all the way to active roadblock. Thus, I think this is only the beginning of our problems, because your next match is against 3 mystically forged prototype military weapons. Who could have guessed our bullshit future technology was better than their bullshit future technology? Oh, good news for once, you've qualified for the Silver Division Championship round. You're going to be up against the Iron Soldier, a big name in the arena. You wouldn't know because you're shy and stopped talking to people after getting rejected for the first time. But if we kept up with the guy, he's been set up as our bully/rival in the arena. After every fight, you can talk with him and he'll belittle your victory and fantasize about the day he gets to fight you. To set the stakes even more, he gets a personalized fight entrance cutscene where the two of you are lowered into the arena. If you've just been blasting through the fights without talking to the other fighters, this comes out of nowhere. This is an RPG, so you should be talking with everyone you can to get immersed, but very few people are going to re-chit-chat with every NPC every 5 minutes to see one new line of dialogue. I did, and knowing his whole deal doesn't change much. He's small potatoes compared to the rest of the fights in Silver Division. At this point, throwing one guy against you is a slaughter, regardless of how tough that one guy is. See? He's already dead. Gloating to him afterwards doesn't even have him snivel or complain. He just goes, "Yeah, you beat me, but that doesn't change how I'm gonna act." If you poison Kana, you can even get him to throw the fight by killing his old military superior. Dude was born to be a jobber, and the least I can do is disrespect him to this degree. Oh, excellent work, kiddo. You put that guy in the ground before I could even get to my seat. And as of this conversation, you are now a Gold Division fighter. We're in it now. Genuinely, be careful on the streets because assassins have been entered into your random encounter pool. I have been poking around about some anti-poison Can I help you?
Your victories are impossible for the other fighters to ignore. You are a master of the arena, the ground where executioners are born. Perhaps you have potential that you are not even aware of. There may be a role in the executioners for you after all. Do you think you stand a chance of joining the Lotus Assassins?
Yo, get a load of this guy trying to recruit. Oh my god, the main plot. Well, kiddo. Looks like our time together is at an end. You have the seal to continue the main plot line, and your manager's gonna have to find a new client. Nah, that's stupid. We're going all the way to the championship. Can you imagine? Let's get drunk. Oh, okay. Sorry. I had too many Tsingtaos last night. I'm at a very Chinese-inspired RPG point in my life. Okay, last night was fun, but it's back to business. The Gold Division fights are a completely different beast. The developers know these aren't attached to the main story anymore, so they have free reign to go crazy with optional fight difficulty. All of my bribes and backroom dealings have been to get this information to give to you. Your very first fight is against the last practitioner of the Phoenix Unity style. This style was initially outlawed because it can turn one soldier into many. I don't need to make jokes or string along a narrative to keep you involved in these fights. This is going to be straight tactical information, and we'll debrief after, if you win.
The Phoenix Unity is among the rarest of styles. No one person has defeated it. Yet.
I've seen this dude split into 6 copies to win bar fights. The moment you push him into a corner, he's gonna split. Don't lose your head and conserve your energy until all of his clones have been summoned. He can't maintain them all for long, so switch to a style that can handle multiple opponents or a defensive style that can take a beating. Your gun isn't going to be too useful here either. There's too many combatants to reload without taking a hit. Good? Are you good? No major injuries from Phoenix Unity guy. Okay, you're going to need to be at 100% for this next fight. They're billing you as a potential challenger to the champion, the Ravager. This guy is an animal. He has killed or nearly killed every single fighter he's been up against, even with the damage dampening runes. So as a safety measure, they make sure every challenger is proven worthy. The first step of that proof, the Sung brothers. Now, these guys wouldn't even talk to you until you were in Silver Division. Their heads are up their own ass, but they have a reason to think that. Normally, they are billed separately as single fighters, but for you, a challenger to the throne, they're sent in all at once. I'm not gonna lie to you, kid, this is gonna be a tough one.
Speed, might, and magic will be needed to defeat these brothers 3.
Each brother focuses on a different style that complements the other 2 perfectly. Sung Bo is their martial arts user. He'll dash in close to make you panic and take up a lot of your attention. While you're trying to deal with his attacks, Sung Sui will be flinging magic your way from afar. You may be thinking, oh, simple, I'll just go for the mage first, but you're forgetting about the 3rd brother, Sung Bu. He runs interference between the 2 brothers with a dual sword style. There's not really a good angle of attack here. The brothers have a nearly perfect offense, so you'll be on the defensive for most of the fight. Your best bet is to isolate Sung Bo or Sung Bu and get a few hits in before the other 2 brothers get a beat on you. Focus your attacks on one unit until he falls. If you manage to take down one pillar of their setup, the whole thing falls apart. The brothers have great teamwork, so put them in positions where they don't have enough time to use it. Good luck. No easy way to say this. They're still not convinced. The panel of judges is not convinced you are strong enough to take on the champion. And I told them you are stronger than every other bitch in here combined. And that's your next opponent. You're going to be fighting every previous fight you've had all at once. I may have gotten a little heated in the managerial discussions, and so they threw this kind of insane event at you. Good news, though, I'm getting the weird feeling the Sung brothers were the best they got, and now they're really worried you're actually gonna defeat the Ravager and ruin this whole ecosystem they've been profiting off of for years. Oh, one last thing. It's being called the Imperial Engagement, and I've already signed you up for a photo shoot. It has this really cute wedding theme, and they're going with the tagline, "Who will win the heart of the arena?" You do have to wear a wedding dress, and no, you cannot opt out of it.
The Imperial Engagement begins! An ogre begins the onslaught!
Let's talk strategy. And I'm going to focus on the big picture here, as you've already beaten these guys. You know their tricks and what they're going to try and pull in there. The difference is you won't have any time to catch your breath. A new fighter is sent into the arena every 15 seconds, and if you aren't whittling down the numbers, you'll be overwhelmed in no time. This is the longest fight in the entire quest line, and I'm going to use this opportunity to talk about why it stands out so much from other RPG tournament arcs I've played across the years. The first thing to mention is the scale of the quest. So many other arenas are just 4 to 5 fights, and there's an announcer somewhere going, "Whoa, the mysterious stranger has won again!" Don't get me wrong, those always feel really good, but they're missing out on a huge component of why people would watch competitive fights. The drama. Yes, it's cool to watch buff people smack each other around, but I'm drawn in even more when I know Beefcake A has been wanting to pay back Beefcake B for an assassination attempt on their old combat partner. No one died, but the dynamic duo Beefcake A was a part of had to be dissolved, as it wasn't safe to continue fighting with their partner. That's all nonsense, but Jade Empire understands how important it is. It's why you can talk to the other fighters in the first place. Honestly, it's just a step or two removed from a wrestling video game's career mode. The Grand Arena could have been a single room with a guy behind a counter. Instead, it's a sprawling multi-level building where you can eat at a restaurant, have a beer upstairs, or even rent a private room to watch fights in the arena. There's random people hawking wares and scams inside of the building because it's so large and gets so much traffic. The arena is woven into the city itself, and you can easily see it having its own stories outside of the player's influence. This is all for an optional side quest you don't ever have to interact with. But it's also relevant to the main plotline. The second aspect of the Grand Arena worth pointing out is its impact on the gameplay loop. You're directed here from the moment you arrive in the city as a possible threat of interest, and once you're there, the arena fights finance you before directing you to the other parts of the city to spend your cash and get involved with even more quest lines. It becomes this central hub of activity to build your entire path through the third act of the game. This ties into the final thing I want to praise the Grand Arena for. The side quest is strangely personal for the player. Yes, it starts as a means to an end, but the final gold division being completely optional opens up the player to a lot of interesting roleplay opportunities. Is your character an honorable fighter that's strictly fundamentals, no funny business? Or are you the funny business? How important is fame and fortune? Do you respect your fellow combatants as people, or is that designation reserved for those who can beat you? The game asks the player to answer all of these questions in character or just on their own personally. Beating people up for money is an insanely emotional career path if you can believe it. The horror stories of the WWE back me up here. A tear-jerker tier story is built into the Grand Arena with your companion, the Black Whirlwind, who we will talk about later. It looks like we're right at the end of the fight here as well, though. This is it. You have fought your way through a roster of bloodthirsty gladiators twice, dealt with blackmail, assassination attempts, skill gap discrimination, and dry-ass ramen noodles. But you are now here in a championship match against the Ravager. No one has legitimately challenged him for years, and Tiger Lifts the Mountain is gonna be the one to break the streak. What do we know about him? Jack shit. Sorry to say, partner. This guy hasn't fought, let alone been seen publicly in years. All of his fights end in a single blow, so I can't even analyze how he fights. The good news is he's got no intel on us. We have a gun. Both of us are walking into this fight completely unprepared, but you...
This fight will not happen. This fighter is not worthy of facing a true Imperial champion. The Ravager will not waste time with one so new to the ring. One must face the test of time to even challenge the Imperial champion. Tiger, 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 Tiger. Good people, I do this for you. Would you have an unproven whelp as your champion? As the Empire's champion? Tiger, 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 Tiger. Silence! You have spoken, and I have heard. Your will be done. I give you the Ravager!
The main thing to mention is that the Ravager isn't going to let you pelt him with Mirabelle or magic from a distance. His dual-axe fighting style allows him to jump all over and close the distance between you two instantly. To counter this, equip a support style that paralyzes or slows down his movements, and then chip away at his health before he breaks out of the effect. Being very honest here with how difficult the previous fights were, the Ravager shouldn't give you any trouble. More importantly, looking at the runtime of this video, you can assume the champion isn't actually the final fight.
Mirabelle!
If you have even the tiniest bit of sense, Whirlwind, you'll realize that you should thank me.
What have you done to my brother?
Your brother was a useful tool. After you cut him down while he defended me, I decided it would be too much bother to let him go. In the process, I saved you from charges of fratricide. And so the Ravager was born. The perfect, unquestioning enforcer of my will, and I owe it all to you, Whirlwind.
I should get you here and now, but first...
You have done nothing. I still took your brother.
And I took him back and repaid the favor.
You will not be champion. This is my arena. I invoke the right of challenge. As an ex-champion, I will return and stake my claim upon this place. Tradition supports my right to this.
Oh, so now honorable traditions matter to you when it benefits you? Okay, brother, I'm just here to talk to my client.
But the right of challenge hasn't been used in hundreds of years.
Very well. You need not accept the precedents and traditions that make this empire great, Kui. Instead, accept that my men will kill you if you dare contradict me again. So, stripling, what do you say? Are you prepared to suffer at my hands, or will you walk away and die the tenfold deaths of the coward?
No, you are not the current champion, Serpent. My brother was, and now my friend is. All you are, magician, is mine! Allow me to accept his challenge on your behalf, Master. I will not fail you, and I know my brother's spirit will be satisfied if I take this chance.
Never. I will not allow a substitution of this sort.
Actually, I don't think it's really worth it for me to be down here. This has just kind of become your thing.
They do have the right, Serpent. You substituted the demon in place of one of your guildmen. You set the precedent yourself.
Damn you all. Fine. I will fight the shaved bear. It will be a pleasure. Speak with Kui when you're ready. Until then, I will prepare.
The Black Whirlwind returns to the ring to face the Serpent! Might meets magic!
This can be a tough battle if you let the Black Whirlwind avenge his brother. While playing as him, you're locked into his twin axis fighting style and all of your cheesy bullshit is nowhere to be found. Luckily, BW's health and mana is pretty high, so you can take a beating and heal yourself up when needed. When Kai Lan loses enough health, he'll teleport away and summon 2 demons to fight in his stead. These 2 are more threatening than a lone serpent because they can juggle your ass from 100 to 0 without giving you a chance to breathe. Keep your distance and try not to let them surround you. After dispatching the demonic duo, Kai Lan returns for a second round back at full health. He'll switch between ice magic and a sword style that will hit through your axe combos. Wait for him to switch to magic before closing in, otherwise he's liable to chop you up in seconds. Trap him in a corner and wail on him until he explodes. He doesn't get a death cutscene, the first thing you hear is a joke about it.
I know it's anticlimactic, but you did earn it. Congratulations, champion. I wish that I had another dozen fighters who could rise through the ranks with your alacrity. I will not dishonor you with a pairing to those who cannot match your skill. In time, someone will come along, but I suspect your equal will not be manifesting anytime soon. Champion, it has been an honor to adjudicate and facilitate your rise to the top. Should anyone appear to challenge you, I will let you know. But until then, rest yourself. You earned it.
Alright, we've reached pretty much the ending here, and I can't push it off anymore. I need to talk about my biggest problem with Jade Empire. Genuinely, it gets worse the longer it goes on. The problem is, it starts at the peak. Like 50% of this game is an incredibly polished beat-em-up RPG with enough choice and role-playing potential to rival the Knights of the Old Republic series. The moment you leave the Imperial City, which is the chapter this side quest takes place in, the quality of the game takes a noticeable dip, and the dip just gets worse and worse until you're at the final area and you finish everything in 30 minutes, and the epilogue is just a bunch of paragraphs about your companions and a broken-ass ending song. It's genuinely such a vibe shift, like the entire game has taken its time with revealing plot points and giving the player room to play however they would like. Then boom, final area, one of your companion wants to fuck! Then the final boss's armies are here, oh no, oh shit, okay, they're dead, good job, here are the credits, don't think about it, don't think about it, goodbye, 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 ending. Oh, hey, that's the guy we got Mirabelle from. Why does he have a companion ending slot? Oh my god, he was supposed to join you and got cut. This reinforces my point that the latter half of the game suffers because the developers may have been running out of time or money to get this thing out there. It was released to the original Xbox April 12th, 2005. And the Xbox 360 released November 22nd, 2005. So the game had 6 months before everyone who could have been interested in it bought a new console and forgot about it. Before you ask, no, it wasn't ported to 360. Instead, it received a PC Special Edition, which is the footage you've been seeing across the video. All of this is to say you can really feel the sudden drop in quality with the side quests offered in the latter half of this chapter. At the start of the Imperial Arena subquest, you could talk to the other fighters after each battle and they would have something new to say. It really felt like your relationships with the other fighters could influence the quest in some way. Once you hit silver rank, everyone starts saying the same 1 or 2 canned lines and you're pushed through the rest of the fights as fast as possible. It sucks because I think the developers noticed this and included some joke lines to try and apologize for the disconnect. Like what the announcer says right after you defeat the final boss.
Well, I know it's anticlimactic, but you did earn it. Congratulations, champion.
I did my best to hide the pacing issues with how I presented the story, but it wouldn't feel right to build up the quest like this only for you to feel a little let down if you play it yourself. Which, you should. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to get all the cool gamers who watch this channel to give Jade Empire a shot. And I hope this quest line has given you a good idea of what to expect. I've said it in a few other videos, but Jade Empire is genuinely a forgotten BioWare RPG. If you've been hungering for more Knights of the Old Republic, or even a little bit of Dragon Age Origins, it can be found here. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta say the tagline. So, I'm... Hello, and welcome to the end of my YouTube video. First off, thank you for watching the entire hour of it. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, give it a like and maybe subscribe and comment if you think I'm cute or I said something wrong. Or if you just want to leave a comment. I don't want to really put that pressure on you. Engagement's always nice, but I want you to naturally engage. Forget it. This came out a bit later than I intended it to, but I think every YouTuber says that about every YouTube video. So I guess I'm a real YouTuber now. Sick. More videos coming soon, I promise. Next YouTube video will be out hopefully by the end of this month, maybe start of the next. The YouTube shorts and TikToks will continue. The slop's still coming. Don't worry, babies. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Goodbye. I hope you liked the video. I liked making it. I plan on making more. And get this to 20 trillion likes, please. Please, please, please.